Hey guys, welcome back to Marketing Fundas Global. This is the 45th video in this Google Ads course, and in this video we are going to tell you about language targeting. Well guys, in the previous video we have already taught you about location targeting, and in this video we are going to tell you about language targeting. Because language targeting is also important as location targeting. For example, if you are running Google Ads in United States and the national language in the United States is English, but you want to show ads to the people who only speaks Spanish. So in this case, you have to select or you have to set language targeting properly. So let's understand language targeting a more deeply. Let's get into the video without any further ado. So here we are in our Google Ads new campaign settings. So as we have already talked about locations, now we have language settings. So first we have to understand why we are using language settings. Why we not just running our Google Ads to all the languages. Well guys, let's say you are in India and there are mainly two languages in India. The first one is English and then Hindi. Okay, now let's say your targeted audience speaks only Hindi, but you have selected all languages, which means your ads are being shown on English, on Hindi, and on other many regional languages. So in this way, you are able to show your ads to your targeted audience, but with your targeted audience, you have shown your ads to many other millions of people who are not your targeted audience. And this is totally waste of money. And at the end, you will end up with a failed Google ad campaign and a business without an ROI. That's why language settings is important, because you have to understand that what is your business's targeted language, and then you have to target that particular language in your Google ad campaigns in order to specific and make your Google ad campaign more targeted. Now as you can see here in the language settings, English is already selected by default, and if you want to select any other language, you just have to click on this search bar and you can select. Let's say I am adding Hindi, so click on this and then Hindi will be added here. And if you delete all these, then all languages will be selected. Although you shouldn't use all language option except your business needs this all language settings. Okay, if your targeted audience is Hindi speaking audience, then select Hindi, then select. So your Hindi language is selected. Now there's one more question, that how Google understand who is Hindi speaking audience, who is Spanish speaking audience, or who is English speaking audience. Well guys, there are many factors and indicators on the basis of which Google decides and understand that who is Hindi speaking or who is English speaking. The first one is you have to understand that Google has an ecosystem now. Okay, Google has their Android phones, they have their Google accounts, which is Gmail accounts, then they have their App Store, they have their YouTube platform, and these all the platforms, these all the applications makes a ecosystem, and this ecosystem helps Google to understand that who is Hindi speaking and who is English speaking or who is Spanish speaking. Okay, let's talk about some main indicators by which Google understand who is Hindi, English or Spanish speaking. Okay, the first indication is your Google accounts. When you set up and create your Google accounts, you have to enter your language settings, which is your default language also. So this is the first indication that you have selected a particular language as a default language, which means Google understand this language will be the primary language of this person. Also, many people knows multiple languages, but there's one primary language that the particular person uses in their daily use or daily life, right? Maybe that could be English or that could be Spanish, that could be anything, right? Now after Google account, there is one more platform, YouTube, where if you are watching Hindi videos, which means Google will understand that this kind of audience or this particular audience prefers Hindi as well. Okay, now the third one is when you type on Google search, when you type on your phone or when you type on your laptop, you search on Google, right? And when you search on Google, you would be using any specific language. Maybe that will be Hindi, or maybe that will be English or Spanish. Okay, so that's how also Google understand that this particular audience use this language to write something. Okay, because we are writing something there to search anything, right? So that's how Google understand, and there are more factors on the basis of which Google understand that who is English, Hindi or Spanish speaking. Right, now let's take one example. Let's say I have a natural product, an Ayurvedic product, and that could be sell only in rural areas in India. Okay, and in rural areas in India there are only Hindi speaking people. Okay, so in order to target those particular audience, I have to select Hindi here. Okay, let's change this example a little bit more. Let's say I have a digital marketing agency and I want to sell my digital marketing course, which is in Hindi. Okay, but as I know that in India majority of people know, or majority of population know, how to speak Hindi and how to understand Hindi. Okay, so in this case I can select all languages, because when Google is showing my ads to all languages and I know majority of population understand Hindi, then all language audience automatically becomes my targeted audience, right? I hope you are understanding my point. So in this way you have to understand your business nature and you have to figure out that which language your audience speaks and select that language accordingly. You can select multiple languages as well. Let's say I have choose Hindi here. Okay, I have selected all languages. Now let me add Hindi, then English, okay, and one more, Telugu. Okay, so that's how you can choose or select multiple languages as well. So I hope you understand each and everything, and if you still have any question or query, please comment down below. I'll try to answer those questions, but I don't think so there would be any confusion in language settings. Please hit that subscribe and like button, and we'll meet you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.